What's up, everybody? It's Ralph with Pondscapes, and I am out in Gilbert, Arizona for yet another remodel. Check this guy out. All right, guys, so what we have here is about an 11-year-old pondless waterfall, and this thing is in need of some assistance. So some of the issues that they're dealing with is just the waterfall actually holding water. And then we've got a lot of water loss. Look, we don't have any action spilling over these lower rocks. So a lot of that water is draining on that backside right there. So we're gonna fix that. And this is an old system, so this is actually a biofall. This is appropriate in a pond. Now, a lot of things have changed since this old setup was installed, so we're going to make this much more aesthetically pleasing and hide where that water comes from. And we don't need a biological filter for a pondless waterfall, so that's going to change. Something else that we're not going to do is we're not going to do concrete. There's a little bit of mortar and concrete that holds this together. We're not going to put that in. Also, what we're going to do is lower this. We're going to take away that volcanic mountain effect and bring it down, and also give it a lot more shape and traversing with the stream. Something else that they're dealing with, look at all this unused space. So we're going to bring that waterfall out further and have it disappear. This rock right here, this thing is sticking way up out of the patio. Now, we love integrating the boulders into the paver patios, so we are going to replicate that, but with a much shorter boulder. So from the viewing area, when you look across, you're not interrupted by that guy sticking way up out of the ground. So, and then, like I said, we're gonna maximize this space. So we don't know what's going on under here, but my assumption is it's not aqua blocks. It's probably just filled with gravel. So when we get started tearing that apart, we'll find out. And here is the float valve. So that is going to get relocated and integrated into the pump vault. Now, the biggest problem that they're having with this water feature is they have to turn on the water supply every single day. So somewhere this is losing a ton of water to where this has to be refreshed every day. Now, they can't leave it on because they have problems with this. It overflows. So we're gonna correct that. All right, guys, so some of the hurdles that we have to deal with on this project is the grass right here. We don't want to tear up that grass. So what we've done is we've laid down runway of plywood, and you can see over here where I'm standing, this is our staging area. We're going to bring the excavator back here and set right here on the pavers. Now, we don't want to tear up the pavers here, so we've got the plywood and staging area for boulders. So that is going to help keep this whole site looking like it did when we showed up. So when we leave, everything looks amazing, and they've got a beautiful waterfall. All right, so enough talking about it. Let's be about it. Time to get rolling. So here we are. We have got a clean canvas somewhat to work with, and we've got our aqua blocks in place. Our pump vault is going to go right over here in this corner. So I laid this out to determine where I wanted the pump vault installed. I feel like that's going to be the best location for the layout that I want to do. And I want to build that waterfall up in this area, kind of coming down, traversing around and spilling right into this area here. So that will work out very nicely. Now we've got to determine our elevation of our aqua blocks. So right now it's a little high. I am going to jump in the machine and start digging down. I want the surface of my aqua blocks about 5 to 6 inches below the top of these pavers. That way that water looks like it drops down a deeper elevation but below that patio level, and then we'll have kind of a slope going in from the patio, from the edge of these pavers, washing right into the top of those aqua blocks, really integrating the water feature into the patio. All right, so we did determine that we wanted our pump vault over here on the right side, and what Blake is doing right now is digging out that foot. You can see we've shaded the bottom of the total excavation with quarter minus. From the tear out, we weren't able to get all of the water out, so kind of made a muddy mess, and we left that open. It dried out a little bit last night, and but we top it off with some quarter minus to absorb that saturation and also provide a nice clean layer, and we'll do that right inside there as well. And then once we drop those aqua blocks in on top of our liner, we've got all this spoils right here that we'll just bring back in, tighten up the area around the aqua blocks. So this is where we left off yesterday afternoon. We have got things pretty much sorted out. So this boulder right here we talked about, that's going to be integrated into the pavers. It's just sitting out a little further, so what we'll do is we're going to have to remove some pavers, turn that rock, dig back some of that dirt and suck that in. That'll be really cool how it lays out. And we've already got 2 falls sorted out, so we're definitely going to have a third. We'll see if that turns into a fourth within the rock work, but we're in really good shape, and it's time to get rolling. So this is where we are going to finish off as far as setting major rocks. Like I said before, we've got to get that situated into this little pocket, dug in, and do some paver cutting around it. But other than that, the elevations are all bibbed in, and we just have to do our gravel work on top of that to finish it off, and then do a little bit of stonework to cover up that spillway. Put some lights in and turn it on and see what kind of beauty we created here. Oh, I am so excited to show you this. All right, guys, here we go. We are all done, swept up, and ready to get out of here. We got this thing all finished up this afternoon, and I could not be happier with the way it turned out. All right, so I love how this turned out. We came in on Monday, tore the old feature out, created that blank canvas, and this is what we've ended up with. And this is what we came up with. Now, what we had before was actually a good 10 inches higher than what we see now. And one of the concerns that the homeowner had was they wanted to make sure they had a big impact with the waterfall. And I ensured her that we could actually even bring the level down and still create more of an impact. And we definitely did that with these cascades and the correct pump for the project. So I love some of these cascades, how they split and merge together, especially these little tails off to the side. We've got a pretty good size one here, and then just a nice little trickle right over here to the left side of this one. And on this particular fall, I love the interchange of the water, how it's coming off of this spill stone and then projecting out here. You get a cool little bubble effect right in there that really helps with the audible. Now down here where we have that boulder blended into the paver patio, there was one existing, but it was much higher and it took away a lot of the viewing from the feature from that angle. So we actually did not have pavers to replace, so we had to use what was there, and we found the right rock to fit in there perfectly. All right guys, that's all we have for you on this project. Let me know what you thought. Hit that like button, leave a comment, ask a question, and we'll see you on the next video.